Alam yajidka yatiman fa'awa, that Allah the Almighty found you as an orphan, and then after all your, because awa means to give refuge after a calamity or after, a trial. So He found you as an orphan when you went through all of the trials of childhood and all of, losing your parents. Mm-hmm. After all of that, God Almighty found you. وَوَجَدَكَ ضَالًا فَهَدَى, and He found you dal. Now, the Prophet ﷺ says that dal means He found you intoxicated in the love of Allah.
When, for example, through war, or at the occasion of war, he was hindered from performing his namaz. He wasn't upset about the war. He was upset that they hindered him from worshipping his Lord. I have to go to my Lord. I have to bow down to my Lord. That's what really upset him.
When he went to Taif, unfortunately the people, just like Makkah, they rejected him. But they not only rejected him, they made sure that the youth of Taif chased the Holy Prophet out. They threw stones at him. In one of the narrations it says that his shoe was filled with blood. So when the Holy Prophet he left, Hazrat Zayd was also with him. He was resting on one of the mountains, and Gabriel came and said, Allah the Almighty has heard your supplications. And so He sent the angel of the mountains to you. And he says that if you, O Muhammad, give me the order, I will collapse both of these hills and Taif would be destroyed forever. But what was the response of the Holy Prophet? Mm-hmm. He says, no, don't do that. I would like for the progeny of these people, there'll be such people that worships the one true God.
As I said, this bravery, this trust, this conviction, and this thinking, you cannot have if you don't have ultimate, truly, complete, 100% pure love. It was a two-way connection, right? Allah Ta'ala said, I am there for you.
I mean, that's exactly what the Holy Prophet said to Hazrat Abu Bakr, right? In the migration part, that when they were in the cave and literally you're about to be captured. I mean, any normal person would be, panicking. But the Holy Prophet was very calm. He was relaxed. All he said was, "La tahzan, inna Allaha ma'ana." God is with us. Don't worry. You don't need to worry. These words were etched in the Quran.
My favorite one of all of the ones, I mean, they're all beautiful, but the most emotional one that really, really gets me every single time is that, should I not be a grateful servant of Allah? And Hazrat Aisha, she mentions this as well, that, O Prophet of Allah, God has forgiven. He has your previous, present, and future shortcomings, not sins, shortcomings. He's forgiven you all. But yet I see you stand in prayer every single night, so much so that your feet are swelling up. Why do you do that? But here you have the Prophet of God, for whom Allah Ta'ala states that I have created this universe for you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have bothered to create this universe. And every night he's there. And he says, should I not be a grateful servant of Allah? You are tested at different stages in your life when that love of Allah is on one side and the love for your family, for the world, for the goods and for the riches of this life are on the other side. Which one comes on top? How worried was he when even a small date was kept in the house? How worried was he when some sort of wealth or material wealth was in his house and he would just give it away? Like, let that sink in, that, maybe it's that one date, that Allah Ta'ala will ask me about.
It's that famous incident where Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu comes to see the Holy Prophet, and he comes to his house and sees that he's lying down on a mat, straw mat, and the print of the mat is on his back, and all he sees is a sword hanging, and literally that's all the Holy Prophet had. And he starts crying, and the Holy Prophet sees him and says, why are you crying? He says that the Khosrows, Caesar, all these kings are sleeping in comforts and luxuries. And look at, you're the king of this world and the next. Wow. And this is how this is your state. But the Holy Prophet was not perturbed by that at all. He said, I'm like a traveler who's passing by this life on to the next. So all his goal and his vision was always the next life, the meeting of God Almighty. That was always, preferred to him. That was what his ultimate goal was as well.
The worship of Allah, this love that he had for God and this love that he had for namaz and salat, was so much so that in the last few days of his life, he would still manage to come to the mosque. He would still go to the mosque. And the narrations talk about him being supported by two companions, and his feet would drag on the ground. Now, for us, we know that Shariat says, if you cannot pray while standing, you sit down. Shariat says, if you cannot pray while sitting, you lie down. And Shariat gives you this freedom, right? But it's different. It was different for the Holy Prophet ﷺ, because the Shariat that he was bound by, or that he bound himself by, was the Shariat of love.
یہ عشق کی شریعت تھی. ایک تو وہ شریعت کا حکم تھا، لیکن آپ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی جو شریعت جو عمل تھا وہ عشق کی شریعت تھی. جو آن حضرت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا اظہار تھا وہ تو شریعت کے احکام تھے، لیکن یہ عشق کی شریعت تھی. یہ عشق کی باتیں تھیں، یہ محبت کے احکام تھے جو اس سے بڑھ کر تھے. اس میں عشق اور محبت ٹپک رہی تھی. بے شک شریعت آپ کو اجازت دیتی تھی کہ آپ گھر میں ہی نماز ادا فرماتے، لیکن آپ کو ذکر الہی سے جو محبت تھی وہ مجبور کرتی تھی کہ خواہ کچھ بھی ہو آپ ہر ایک تکلیف برداشت کر کے تمام شرائط کے ساتھ ذکر الہی کریں اور اپنے پیارے کو یاد کریں. جب اس تکلیف کی حالت میں آپ کو ذکر الہی سے یہ وابستگی تھی تو صحت کی حالت میں قیاس کیا جا سکتا ہے. آدمی سوچ سکتا ہے کہ آپ کس جوش کے ساتھ اپنے پیارے کے ذکر میں مشغول رہتے ہوں گے. رسول کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کو اللہ تعالیٰ سے ایسا تعلق تھا کہ خدا تعالیٰ کا ذکر آتے ہی آپ کے اندر ایک جوش پیدا ہو جاتا تھا. آپ کو خدا تعالیٰ سے ایسی محبت تھی کہ تندرستی اور بیماری میں خدا تعالیٰ کا ذکر ہی آپ کی غذا تھا. اور یہی بات آپ اپنی امت اور اپنے لوگوں میں پیدا کرنا چاہتے تھے کہ ان کو بھی اس چیز کی عادت پڑے.